Hello and welcome to Iron Port, proudly brought to you by Ghana Community Network Services, Ghana Oil Company Limited, GOIL, and also West Blue Consulting. Media partner is the Business and Financial Times, Ghana Web, Daily Graphic, Maritime and Transport Digest. People, you remember that some time back, not long ago, there was a report of piracy in the Ghanaian waters. About 5 people were kidnapped out of that. It included one Ghanaian, also one Greek, and another Nigerian, and 2 Koreans. Initially, the 2 Koreans were released quite early enough, and then it remained the Ghanaian, the Nigerian, who was the captain, and also the Greek. Fortunately, those 3 people are back. They have also been released. They are talking and revealing a lot of information. We will be bringing all of that details only on Iron Port in the coming editions. In the meantime, though, the Minister for National Security, Honorable Kandapa, has advised the Security and Governance Exchange to make maritime security a priority. Now, the SGSI is a team of security experts from Ghana as well as the United States. The Honorable Minister says, please prioritize maritime security.
The Security Governance Initiative, SGI, a bilateral collaboration between the Ghanaian government and their United States allies, was established for U.S. security experts to provide technical security assistance to Ghana's security agencies to evolve Ghana's security governance to the optimum level. The focus areas identified to improve in a joint country action program of the SGI are divided into 3, which are maritime security, border security, and cyber security. At the 4th SGI Steering Committee meeting in Accra, representatives from both governments met to brief on progress so far and draw plans for the next steps of implementation. Chargé d'Affaires Christopher Lamora noted that the SGI partnership is not the typical train and equip program, but rather USA's assistance to Ghana to enhance its own security systems. He expressed pleasure towards Ghana's commitment to the program.
SGI is a different kind of program for the United States. It's not a matter of train and equip like a lot of our normal security sector assistance programming. SGI's goal is really to help countries help themselves, and Ghana very much has stepped up and shown the willingness to get to that point.
The Minister of National Security, Albert Kandapa, who chaired the meeting, stated government's firm support of the SGI project, revealing that a final MOU for interagency cooperation is imminent.
I want to assure you of the commitment of the government of Ghana to the success of this initiative. Indeed, we are working very hard to come up with the final memorandum of understanding for interagency cooperation among the lead agencies. The draft is completed. We've received comments from almost all the stakeholders, and what now remains is to have the will and the commitment to push it through to the point where it will be signed.
Osei Bonsu Dixon, Chief Legal Advisor of National Security Secretariat and SGI National Coordinator, outlined some of the important strides the SGI program is making in the security sector.
If you go to our borders, you don't see uniformity along those lines. Ghana has an agenda to become a major power when it comes to maritime matters. Our job at SGI is to make that happen, to fashion out things that can degrade those threats and improve our dominance.
Captain Kofi Ankama of the Ghana Maritime Authority and leader of the SGI National Maritime Security Technical Working Team said plans are working towards implementing a national integrated maritime strategy for Ghana.
JCAP identified the development and the implementation of a national integrated maritime strategy as the desired end state for that focus area, which means that whatever we will be doing in that focus area, at the end of it all, we should be able to have in place a national integrated maritime strategy.
So away from ensuring maritime security, Ibistec Company, that's the wholly owned Ghanaian company that's putting up the Takoradi port expansion, project there has had their investors come around to look at the project so far and also where they are taking that particular project.
Financial investment partners of IBISTEC, AB Molo Capital, and Invest Credit have paid a familiarization visit to the port of Takoradi to engage with management of the Takoradi port. The visit was also to see for themselves the progress of work done at the ongoing Takoradi port expansion project. IBISTEC Crowley is a Ghanaian company responsible for the construction of the Takoradi Container Terminal TACOTEL and the ongoing multi-purpose Atlantis Terminal. Officials of the financial companies, accompanied by members of IBISTEC, were met by top management of GPHA who discussed plans they have for the improvement of the port. Peter Amo Bediako, Deputy Marketing and Public Affairs Manager of GPHA, in a presentation took the officials through the infrastructural investments the ports are making. He said the Takoradi port is positioning itself to be the trade hub in the West African sub-region. The Deputy Marketing Manager articulated that infrastructural investment in itself has proven to have the capability of attracting traffic to the port. Thus, the reason the port is investing so much in that direction.
When we completed the project, Burkina Faso has always been importing the Atlanta through Abidjan and sometimes through Lobby Port. It has never been done in Ghana. Immediately we completed in April 27 their vessels for Trinca. So it's an indication of the yes, when you have the capacity itself has a way, apart from your promotional effort, has a way of attracting traffic.
Captain James Owusu-Cranton, a consultant with IBISTEC and former director of Takoradi Port, said he is impressed with the seriousness the Port Authority attaches to the port expansion project.
We believe that for the seriousness you attach to the port expansion, that is why you make that much room for us. So we want to thank you for that one.
The officials were taken round the expansion site of the Takoradi port, where they observed the steady advancement of works being done.
And back here in TEMA, the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport members have paid a visit, a familiarization visit to the TEMA port expansion site. Now that port expansion project, we are supposed to see the first phase ending by June 2019, just few months away from now. CILT says it's important they have a look at that project and see how best it will help the Ghanaian economy.
The Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, CILT, is an international professional body for individuals within the transport and logistics industry. CILT Ghana occasionally organizes meetings for its members to exchange knowledge in the performance of their duties. As part of efforts to better enhance their knowledge on the industry, the members have recently embarked on a tour of the TEMA port expansion site. They were received by the project operations manager of MPS, Emmanuel Ohene Adu, at the current MPS container terminal, where he briefed them on MPS's operations and safety procedures. The CILT members were taken through a presentation by the project operations manager, who revealed that when the port expansion work is done, Ghana would boast of the biggest individual terminal in West Africa, capable of receiving the largest vessels in the world. The national president of Borderless Alliance, Ziad Amui, said it is necessary for the members of the institute, who are industry players, to frequently embark on these exercises in order to further enhance their knowledge of port operations to boost their productivity.
The logisticians, especially the members of the institute, are professionals who know their industry, who want to gain the knowledge in order to become more productive at their own work, but also to be more productive at the operations in the area here. So the best way to do that is to provide them with hands-on experience, or at least to start with seeing and citing what is happening on the ground and the way forward.
Kumi Ajay Sam, General Manager of TEMA Fishing Harbour and a member of CILT, said he is pleased that work at the expansion site is on schedule, and expressed optimism that this ultra-modern structure will promote the Ghanaian economy.
We believe that work is on schedule, and then by June next year, as indicated, the first 2 berths will be handed over, and the overall jobs will be completed by 2020 as indicated. And this will enhance the capacity of the Port of TEMA, and in fact open the economy of Ghana to more traffic.
Well folks, it appears the Ministry of Finance is not happy at all with the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority as far as raking in revenue into the national coffers is concerned. The ministry is worried that as at August 2018, the expected revenue from the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority had dropped by 17%.
A deputy finance minister and member of parliament for Obuasi, Kweku Kwating, has bemoaned the poor rate of revenue collection on the part of Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, which has led to a continuous decline of revenue targets for the past 3 years. Speaking at a day seminar organized by the Maritime Courier Publications, the deputy finance minister cited that as at August 2018, customs revenue was short by 17%, a development that will deny government income for development.
You expect a certain amount of money and you budget to it, and you do A, B, C, and you don't get all of it. It means one of the items has to suffer. And if these things are all of equal importance, then we have a problem. So we need to start looking at how to best bridge that gap. For example, as of August, customs revenue was short by 17%. How is government going to and if compliance levels would come up even by 5-10% points more, probably we need to read some of these things.
Out of about 4.5 billion debt stock accrued by the Ghana Revenue Authority, nearly 80% of that is customs related. This is because people are abusing a lot of the suspense regimes, warehousing, transit, and so on. He advanced that it's for these reasons that electronic systems need to be applied to recoup monies due to the state.
And all these things are happening, and there's a lot of proof to show that it is happening. And so the issue that, yes, there's a lot of manpower in the GRA, but it's not enough to monitor all these things manually. So then it means electronic systems will have to come into place.
The seminar, which discussed the role of electronic business in ensuring trade facilitation and national development, also raised issues concerning the suspended cargo tracking note systems as a means of safeguarding actual revenues due to the state through accurate valuation processes.
The government needs revenue to develop the nation, both capital and recurrent expenditure, and it's the taxes that is used to develop the country. So if there are diversion of goods, especially transit trade, especially re-exportation, then it constitutes a leakage in the country. So we are advising that everybody should pass through the port and make sure the requisite duties are paid.
We have ample evidence on the ground that suggests that, look, the solutions are just being piled upon solutions. This time, when I say solution, I put it in quotes. We're just adding meat to the soup, thinking that it will make the soup better. But what we don't know is that we are making the soup vanish.
Importers and exporters were advised to take advantage of the electronic systems of doing business at the ports to clear cargo in time to avoid demurrage, rents, and detentions.
Also, those were the lamentations from the Ministry of Finance, and Customs says they are ready to make a lot of efforts to rake in a lot of revenue for the state, for which reason Customs has begun serious consultation, engagement with its stakeholders, traders, and everyone to let them know the essence of doing the right thing and paying the right revenue to the states.
The Ghana Revenue Authority has held the forum with taxpayers to educate them on the new developments in tax administration. Taxpayers, who constitute the Greater Accra region, are divided in 4 zones. In this forum, held in Sakumono, GRA sensitized constituents of the Zone 4 catchment area. Alphonse Chumesi in Tiamwa, an Assistant Commissioner of the Ghana Revenue Authority, revealed in an interview after the seminar that there have been amendments in the following tax policies: VAT Amendment Act 970/2018, the National Health Insurance Act 971/2018, and the Get Fund Act 972/2018. Hence, the need for the education. He revealed that the forum was to educate the taxpayer on the new responsibilities of the taxpayers and how to extract these tax components from their transactions.
You see, the computation entails a lot, and then we want the taxpayers to know how they can do the computation, how to extract the VAT, how to extract the get fund, how to extract the national health insurance levy, and the responsibilities of the taxpayers, how they can file their returns.
Alphonse Chumesi said it is important to sensitize clients adequately in order to allow the smooth implementation of the tax laws and also avoid the unfortunate incidents of provoking the wrath of the law.
With this one, we are sure that they are able to do what is right, and it will benefit Mother Ghana, this forum today, to educate them and to let them know that there's new developments in tax administration and their part that they have to play to ensure smooth implementation of the tax laws. We don't want anyone to fall foul of the law.
He expressed faith in the successful cooperation of the taxpayers, assessing from the positive attitude they demonstrated at the forum.
You could see the interest that they have shown in the computation. Had it not been this forum, most of them wouldn't know that they are even supposed to file 2 separate returns when it comes to the standard rate taxpayers.
He urged Ghanaians to inculcate the attitude of paying tax as it goes to the benefit of nation building.
So we can only wish customs well as they fine-tune their systems and engage better to rake in revenue for country. On that note, Eye on Port returns right after the break. Stay with us.
Hello. Good morning. This is Samantha Wendy. I am sending a purchase order from SA2 Ventures International. Our policy for new supplies is 2 containers to start with, but you must deliver within 30 days.
Don't worry at all. I'm going to get you the 4 containers within 30 days or less. Bye.
To get his pineapple slices from his country to his clients overseas, Mr. Appiah and his representatives have to complete a number of regulatory compliance procedures to various international trade stakeholders.
Hey, Baba, what's going on? Get it right? I mean, how?
Hey. Using single window, Mr. Appiah has completed all his international trade procedures through one portal. He has registered his company information, applied for the necessary permit, certificates and licenses, and all that remains is for him to get a text alert for clearance and movement of goods. And that's how simple facilitating international trade could be in a single window environment. You can offer competitive services to your trading partners in China, America, even here in a simpler, faster, and cost-effective way. Single window, the only way to Ghana's economic growth is in our hands.
Here's innovation from Goyle that takes you further. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and Goyle has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. Goyle. Good energy.
Welcome back from the break. You are still watching Eye on Port, and coming up next are news and activities that are happening in and around the ports and maritime industry.
The 2018 Ghana Extractive Industry Safety Conference has been held in Takoradi to discuss dangerous goods, global standards, and existing practices. The annual conference provides the platform for addressing policy regulation and compliance issues that lead to institutional reforms at both public and private sector levels on occupational health and safety standards. This year, the conference hinged on bringing together players in the mining, oil, and gas industry to share and educate each other on the proper methods benefits of handling and usage of dangerous products. The chairman of the Secondary Takoradi Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Ato Vanes, explained that because of the potentially hazardous nature of the oil and gas industry as well as the mining environment, it is always important for such conferences to be organized for knowledge sharing.
Awareness, we want to exercise using this conference to create the awareness about dangerous goods and to find a way of getting industry, the authorities, the government and all other stakeholders to understand first of all what dangerous goods, the definition of dangerous goods and how we are going to make sure that we advocate for better policies to protect our people against dangerous goods.
Participants lauded the initiative and called for more of such engagement in order to increase their knowledge and skills in ensuring safety in their respective sectors.
We on the end of life of waste management or these dangerous goods, we have also done our part in this kind of presentation, and I hope a lot of people have learned, and we as CILT also we've also picked a lot of points from this seminar and this conference that we are going to implement in order to improve.
I think this conference, GASCON 2018, is very useful because we are all sharing ideas on the best practices in handling dangerous goods as is done in the ports, in Ghana ports.
Executives of the Joint Committee of Freight Forwarder Associations have paid a courtesy call on the Acting Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael Luguje, to congratulate him and also discuss issues of mutual concern. The President of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, Kwabena Ofosu-Appiah, assured the Acting DG of an enabling environment that will make him achieve his goals.
I am grateful that someone of your caliber, you've seen it all, you have come. So our little voices, we pray that when it comes to points of pushing some of these demands, probably when you add yours too, I mean, we will get somewhere.
The Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Samson Asaki, stressed the need for all relevant stakeholders to work hard to constantly improve on the ease of doing business at the country's ports.
In your time, I would want to see a very robust call center headed by one of the experienced officers on the ground, so that if there's a complaint, and as soon as the complaint gets to that place, whether it is GPHA owes it, custom owes it, the service provider owes it, they should be able to send signal to the rest of the institutions that can work on it.
Achag called for special courts to be set up to severely punish those who engage in nefarious acts like diversion of cargoes, so it serves as a deterrent to others. On his part, Michael Luguje lamented that cargo diversion, principally by Ghanaians, is a headache for the authority and called for a concerted effort to nip the practice in the bud.
As we are pursuing that one, there are also issues of transit cargo that is diverted, and customs in Ghana lose revenue. And in fact, I hear even the landlord counties themselves also complain that sometimes the cargo enters their own territory and it disappears. It doesn't get to where their customs to must take their duty. We need to really think soberly at it and share in our views as far as solutions are concerned to deal with it, because we can't have a corridor that is notorious for fraud.
He said, as critical stakeholders, he thought it right to engage them and know their areas of challenge and also hear from them what they thought all parties can bring on board to make the port a better place for all.
Meanwhile, the president of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, Ebo Hammond, has entreated the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to collaborate effectively with all relevant port stakeholder agencies to further expand and sustain Ghana's logistics and transport chain. Ebo Hammond said this when CILT paid a courtesy call on the Acting Director General of GPHA, Michael Luguje.
I know all these government policies really, one is to improve trade facilitation and also to help generate revenue. So we must balance the two, trade facilitation and also generating revenue. What CILT is of concern is that if the revenue becomes an overarching motive, then it can have a counterproductive issue in terms of trade facilitation agenda. So it's a good balance that we should have.
Michael Luguje averred that 60% of all paper transactions have been integrated into the GPHA system, adding that with time, he hopes all stakeholders, including customs, will conclude their system upgrading.
The next instruction given by the Vice President is that he wants to see customs and port authority systems integrate. And to do that, you have to first strengthen your own system first before you integrate. And those are the things we are looking at now. Looking at what the weaker links are within the paperless from the port authority side and other stakeholders. And then customs is doing the same. And we can then move towards the integration.
The general manager of the TEMA Fishing Harbour, Kumi Ajason, has assured stakeholders within the TEMA Fishing Harbour enclave at a third quarter stakeholders meeting the renovation works to improve some areas, including the canoe basin shed extension and the fish handling shed, are far advanced.
Phase A of the canoe basin shed extension has been completed and handed over, and is currently being used by the fishmongers over there. Work have commenced on phase B, C, and D. And the fish handling shed at the fish markets, that one has also been completed. The crate shed have also been completed.
He also assured the stakeholders that the health post being constructed by the authority should be completed for use by the end of the year 2018. The general manager admonished the stakeholders to devote to engaging in practices that would keep the fishing harbour clean and hygienic. He also entreated them to comply with fire and safety regulations of GPHA in order to avert any form of potential hazards so as to protect life and property.
When you are carrying gas cylinder in a very bad way, it can explode. We are not only happy video. No, now we don't want the same thing to happen at the fishing harbour. No, but fishing harbour, there is a way to carry your gas cylinder. It's very, very dangerous. It can explode. It can explode at a time of bomb. If you are coming into the fishing harbour, you have to make sure that your cylinders are well arranged.
The stakeholders appreciated the fishing harbour management for their commitment to providing a conducive environment for doing business. They shared some concerns on how to further improve the fishing harbour.
We want to show our appreciation to management for having organized that trip to the port expansion site and taking us to the magnificent maritime medical center. If they need many, one fight, I can't 48 regiments. Well, I come in the look up in the Bemi,
Next up, international news around the port and maritime industry next.
Router has reported citing a statement from a ship's operator, Marcel Shipping, that 12 crew members of a Swiss bulk carrier MV Glarus were taken hostage while in Nigerian waters on September 22. Based on the statement, the ship was underway, loaded with a cargo of bulk wheat around 45 nautical miles southwest of Bonny Island, when Glarus was boarded by a gang of pirates who took 12 out of 19 crew members hostage. As disclosed, all relevant authorities have been informed of the incident, and the company is pending to be contacted by the pirates asking for ransom. The European Parliament's Transport Committee has supported the removal of tax barriers for the uptake of shoreside electricity supply, OPS, in ports for ships at berth. On September 24th, the report presented by Ismail Ertug from the group of the Progressive Alliance of Socialists and Democrats in the European Parliament was voted by the committee. European ports welcomed the vote in the Parliament and believe that energy taxation on electricity has been a significant barrier for the uptake of shoreside electricity for ships.
Here's innovation from Goyle that takes you further. New Gold Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and GOIL has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. GOIL. Good energy.
Schedules of vessels that are sitting in the port, those at anchorage, those expected in the coming week, including fishing vessels, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate that you need to know to clear your goods from the port within this week. Next. Now, in the coming editions of Iron Port, we will be telling you about this man who has parted with 21,000 Ghana cedis to some swindlers who promised him of a Toyota Corolla, that white Toyota Corolla you see on your screens there. They promised to give this man for 21,000 Ghana cedis. Now he cannot find them. We will be telling you the details of this story because the police, as well as the man, is on the hunt for the other gentleman you see standing by him because he claims that they had made away with his 21,000 Ghana cedi. That's it for this week's episode of Iron Port. Thank you for watching. We'll be back same time next week. And also thanks a lot to the entire crew as well as the executive producers of the program.